Welcome back, everybody, to the Unrivaled Projectile channel. Today I decided that we were going to jump into F1 2023 and start a My Team career mode. So I'm going to go ahead, do that. We're going to start with the newcomer, just to really give us a good build, give us a longer length to the series. So I'm going to go customize our settings here. For right now, as we're getting used to this wheel setup, going to go no steering assist, no braking assist. Anti-lock brakes are on. Traction control is full. Still have a full racing line. I'm going to go manual with the suggested gear for our gearbox. Pit assist and pit release are both on. ERS assist is on, but DRS assist is off. As far as the AI difficulty, I think we're going to start at a 70 AI difficulty. We can obviously go through and change some of this stuff throughout the season as we want to. We're going to go to the short session length, which is going to give us a 25% race. And we're going to do a full qualifying format. We're going to set the forecast accuracy to approximate. Career settings to driver moves on. Department, we're going to set that to equal, fault frequencies is going to be standard, and fault types to standard as well. It was a realistic career mode. Rules and flags are on. Regular corner cutting. Going to have the immersive pit stop. Standard safety car. No formation lap. And standard red flags. For the simulation, I'm going to try to go with no recovery mode. We may end up crashing out of a lot of races at first. I'm still not the best at driving F1, but we're going to try realistic surface type, easy low fuel mode. Race starts are going to be manual. Let's see. With doing the no recovery mode, we are going to set the car damage to reduced, however. But collisions are going to stay on. And I think that about sets us up. So we're going to confirm our settings. Let me know if you guys think any of those should be changed. We're going to enable the My Team icons and start the career.
Let's create your driver.
So, creating our driver. Let's see here. Let's find one that kind of looks like me a little bit. This probably looks that's a good. That'll be good enough. We'll use, kind of looks like Leclerc, but we'll use that avatar. We are from the United States of America. Name, I'm going to go with Unrivaled Projectile. Then no audio name. Driver number, we're going to go with 12. As I don't know, it's always kind of been one of my favorite numbers. Used it in sports growing up, and we're going to advance.
Focus on your driver's look.
Clothing. Seeing as we are starting out on our own team, try to go with a usable color scheme. Going to go with this, but try to change the colors here. Get to more of a electric green here. Set that, confirm the changes. Not a great green, but something to start with. Going to go back. The suit. I think our best bet is going to be that. Same type of thing there. Going to change this to match our helmet there. And then for our last color, we're going to go with the white, I think. Doesn't look too bad there. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave those in the comments below. We'll kind of change stuff around. The gloves, again, we're going to follow along with our color scheme here. With what all we have. Confirm all the changes. Podium emote, going to, let's go with that one. I'm just kind of going through here. All good there. Going to create our team.
Enter a team name.
For a team name, I'm thinking Projectile Racing. I think we can change this at a later time, so I'm just going to go with that for now. But let me know if there's something else I should do instead.
Let's choose a primary sponsor for this season.
Alrighty, now give me just a second here. I had to finagle with my keyboard and wheel setup. Give me a second to hook everything back up here. I couldn't get to allow me to type there at first, so ignore the wheel calibrating. I'm sure that's quite loud for you guys. There we go. So now, alright, we'll kind of manage with the keyboard for now and see where we can go. See, there are going to be 11 teams now in the F1 circuit, so finishing 8th or better could be a bit challenging, but I do like the overall goal bonus compared to the weekly income, as well as our signing bonus. I also like the look of this one. It'd give us 3 million at the end of the season if we achieve 2 points finishes with a weekly income of $280,000. I think we can go with something besides this one. It's a high weekly income but very low signing bonus as well as goal bonus. So I think we're going to go with Saren here, or however you say that.
Let's sign one of those.
And let's see here. Got 4 million to work with between power unit and teammate.
Power unit supplies will also provide upgrades throughout the season free of charge.
I am thinking we are going to go with a Red Bull power unit, and
let's sign a teammate.
We'll get a fairly decent teammate here.
As long as we can afford them. We renew
Let me
contracts
see
periodically, so
here.
you'll have plenty of chances to sign someone else should the need arise.
Let's go with Fittipaldi. Don't have quite enough to sign Porcher there. And this guy has the highest rating. Not necessarily the most experience or pace, but his awareness is fairly high as well. So going to go and sign him. Going to have $200,000 extra in the bank, and we're going to move on from here.
Let's create the livery we'll be running this season.
Let me
We can add more sponsors to the car as we sign them throughout the year. And don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from HQ.
Alright, now he's done talking. I will go ahead and create the car, and then I'll let you guys see it for the car reveal later. So I'll be right back with you guys as I create the car design. Alrighty guys, so change up some of the colors. So I will quit talking for now and let Natalie Pinkman take it away.
We've been granted exclusive access with an interview not just with the team owner or the star driver, but both. Because for the first time in modern F1 history, the team owner is behind the wheel themselves. Now is a great time to bring a new team into the sport, particularly off the back of such compelling competition last year. 2022 saw huge regulation changes, and it was Red Bull who came out on top in the development race. But that was last year. This year could be a very different story. Let me tell you, this facility is an absolute hive of activity, and there is a palpable sense of excitement around the car they've built. Quietly, they truly believe they can challenge at the top, and they've had the time now to craft a hugely competitive race car. But theory is one thing, and taking on the brightest lights in motorsport is quite another. So how does the owner of F1's 11th team feel as they prepare to be thrust into the limelight of the F1 circus? New driver lineups, Qatar returns, Las Vegas debuts, and the engineering race continues to push the sport and the drivers to new heights. What are they aiming for? Most excited about? Most nervous for? Well, soon we will meet them to find out. But first, let's take a look at the brand new car. Well, hi. Thank you so much for having us. Great to be here. I'm going to start with the question that everyone is asking. It's been a long time since we've seen a team owner drive their own car, and a lot's changed since then. The sport has really evolved. So how are you going to manage the responsibility of doing both roles?
Alrighty guys, so as you saw there, I really like the design that I ended up going with. Let me know your thoughts on the car design, and we can always change it further down the line if you think we should go with a different color, overall design. Now we have some interview questions as we begin the season. So just going to kind of go through these. I know some of the answers will affect how our initial departments are affected, so we'll have to be careful there. But for now, they're just general questions.
And tell me about your teammate. They're clearly very excited to have signed with you. What do they bring to the team?
I really like the overall skill set that we chose for a driver. So we're going to say that we've seen what they can do on paper and that we see a lot of potential. Just because that's kind of how we chose the driver.
So tell me about the work on the car. It's clearly a blank canvas. You've done a lot. What have you prioritized?
So here's where our answers really affect where our car is going to be good. I think for now, having either, let's see here, the traction is going to be for aero. At both of the right and the bottom are both for chassis. But I do want the car to be responsive and not die out in the middle of the corner, so we're going to go with that one. Although it was also for aero. I thought it would be for chassis.
Have a huge amount of Formula One experience. You are a total newcomer. Tell us where you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains.
So I definitely want to go with something in the chassis department once again, since our last one wasn't. So of course now we don't have any way to affect that. So we're gonna go with the overall fuel loads of the car. Going to comment on that.
Now,
And that's apparently chassis department. So I actually got what we wanted there.
Where do you believe this car has the edge?
I want to make sure that we're really set on chassis. I think we'll have an okay power unit, so we're going to go for the chassis response.
And with so many disciplines and experts working so closely together here at your HQ, who gets the coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Who are you most proud of as the first race edges ever closer?
Again, really want to have a strong chassis for the beginning of the season. Just going to comment on them again. I know it's not going to set up the aero or power unit for as much success, but I really want to be strong in our chassis department to start out the season. I think it's going to be the most important thing. So I'm going to go there.
Well, I could talk to you all day. Thank you so much for your time, but I better let you get back to work. There's plenty more still to do. All the very best for your inaugural F1 season.
Alrighty, so as we move towards team headquarters, there's a nice good look at the car once again. Going to try move through stuff quickly, but also go over stuff if you have not watched a career series for F1 before. So I'm just this is the first time I've really gotten to play F1 a whole lot. I had another F1 game that I just played on the controller, but obviously, once again, this is the first F1 game that I'm playing on a racing wheel. So we're going to go to activities, where we kind of are able to choose where we're going to be better, worse, that sort of stuff. So, in general, in the past, I've tried to avoid anything that's going to negatively affect another department, especially in their morale. So I'm going to avoid both those two if possible. One that jumped out to me right first is that driver training camp. I'm going to set that up for a second driver. Also get some acclaim going. That's going to help us in terms of gaining more sponsors, stuff like that. So going to go with the 6 days. Not enough space there to add another event. So just some quick messages from the team. Nothing that we really need to pay much attention to, but yeah, we're going to move back over here. We're going to go over to our facilities. So as we can see there, our chassis department has spec 1, where all of our other departments have no upgrades there. Moving to our R&D, we do have 1,000 R&D points. Currently sitting just over AlphaTauri and the vehicle performance. So knowing that we have a somewhat decent chassis, I believe, actually we'll go ahead and have it recommend an upgrade for us. It does look like it is this plank upgrade. So let's see here. We are sitting quite low down in the chassis department comparatively, so we're going to go ahead and start that development on the plank for weight redistribution, and see if we can afford anything else. Just curious. Sitting a little bit better in the aero department, and for the power, we are setting just below the top there, so good to see. And for our durability, we are setting about mid-pack, so don't have enough points at the moment to develop anything else, but it's definitely going to be, there's a 5-way battle for about the same performance there between Haas, Williams, Alfa Romeo, Projectile Racing, and AlphaTauri. So going to advance the time, get some more resources in, and then we can get another R&D upgrade on the way. So going to fast forward here, going to go ahead and pause. We've got some of those R&D points in. Going to go ahead and we're going to look at the powertrain. I think no, powertrain's already got quite a few upgrades just from our manufacturer there, so we're going to go try to get another chassis upgrade. I think get a weight reduction upgrade going, and see what we can do there. Likely aero will be the next thing that we really focus on there. Durability I'm not worried about too much at this point. If we start having some major troubles, then we'll start focusing on it, but not at this point. I feel like the main thing is just going to be getting the car up and running. So got some more resources in, but not anything enough to upgrade further. So going to keep
We
advancing.
had a major issue on the production line.
And we had a part
The entire
fail
development package for the weekend is failed. Any
right
redevelopments will need
before
to be ordered from the R&D
the start of the season. So we will have to go back and research that again. Now it is a guaranteed part to go through now. However, it does cost us an extra 275 R&D points. So it sets back a little bit further there. So still signed in second overall, or second to last, sorry, in terms of performance. We're going to go ahead and head into Bahrain for the first race of the season. I expect,
Found your workstation
yep,
then?
get a little pop up
Everything
here.
satisfactory? I'm Francisco, by the way. I head up R&D for the team. It's great to have the chance to finally speak with you. And I'm sure we'll be getting to know each other pretty well over the coming months. But for now, I'll let you get settled. Welcome aboard.
So, similar to our headquarters, this is just sort of at the racetrack. Can do a lot of the same things, but we're going to go into practice here. Going to do some practice sessions. I'll show you maybe one or two of the practice sessions over the course of practice 1, 2, and 3, and we'll jump to qualifying. And I'll kind of talk through what I'm doing on the practice sessions. So, yeah, for the most part, it's going to be good. Not really having to worry about any rain over the course of the weekend, so good to know. And let me jump into practice.
Okay, mate, it's Mark here. I just want to say thanks for trusting me as your race engineer. I know we're going to have a good relationship. It's going to be a long season. They're always tough. But if we work together, we can get some solid, good results. The car's ready to go, but it's brand new, so we're going to figure out any teething issues. We've got our eye on the data. You just do what you do behind the wheel.
Alrighty, so jumping in the car for practice. Kind of know that stuff already. So for each practice session, or for practices each weekend, I have 3 practice programs that I can go through, either through racing them, or there's also a quick practice mode that we can go through as well. But I like the extra practice at racing at these tracks. So I'll drag you along for the race strategy practice program, and then I'll do the other 2 on myself, and then meet back up with you for qualifying. Bahrain is one of my favorite tracks. Really nice to start out the season with. So we'll have to see here.
Okay, we need a few solid laps.
I am still getting used to the manual shifting, so bear with me if it's not perfect. I'm well aware that's also kind of why I have the suggested gear on there. So the main thing that I can gain from doing these practice sessions is the fact that I can start to learn what gear I need to be in for each of the corners, so I don't have to pay attention to that MFD throughout the race. That can get very chaotic there, and hard to pay attention to. So, better just to learn what the shifting sequence is going to be for each corner rather than having to look down to it every time I go through a corner. So, made up a lot of time in that final corner, and we're going to pass our target time for that specific lap. More than anything on this practice program, we are just trying to log consistent laps. And stay above that goal time, and then if we get one lap above that time, we get 10 points. If we get 2 in a row, that counts for 20 points. And we need a total of 30 to get some R&D points, and we need to get to 50 points if we want to gain all the possible R&D points that we can out of this practice session. So, consistency is really key here as we send it into the wall after getting onto that turtle. Going to have to bring it in here and restart the practice program as major right front wing damage, and the car is not going to handle well enough for us to get through the rest of this practice program. So I'll bring it into the pits and try to go back out for the practice program again. Now, with going into the pits, it does restart the progress that we had there. So I'll have to start back over. So I'll kind of get through the pits, and if there's anything major, I'll key you guys in. Otherwise, I'll just kind of go through practice by myself and then record qualifying for you guys. Alrighty folks, so I've completed my practice programs for the weekend, and I know this is going to be a long episode already, so we're going to go ahead and skip the qualifying and see what we can do there. Not expecting a whole lot, as we are a new team, but we are going to try it. So I'm going to skip the qualifying. As you can see there, we got a decent amount of R&D points that we should be able to use later, and yeah, we're going to try to see, we're going to enter qualifying and hope to make it into Q2, but not likely. Standard setups on softs, and let's see here, we're going to exit and we're going to head to the track. We have park firmly on, which is perfectly okay. We're just going to run standard setup here and see what we can do. If we qualify super high here, it is going to be tempting to what am I looking for here? To increase the difficulty or force me onto some harder assists. So we'll just have to kind of see there. Not a terrible first sector, not a great one by any means, but not doing terribly so far. I am dropping it down in the first there for turn 10. Just to help the car rotate a little bit better. I'm not sure if that's in the setup or just the overall new car showing itself, but it is hard to get to rotate through turn 10 well. So I am dropping it into first gear there. Get a good run off of the last corner here. And we are currently sitting in P3. So we're going to head to the garage here. And I think we're just going to make the one lap, see where we end up, and go from there. We do have the fastest Sector 3 time for right now, so we're going to accelerate time. Again, we'd like to get into Q2, but I don't really expect it. If we do, I either need to go up on difficulty or drop some assists. I think that's just kind of my thought. So we're sending P7 at the end of Q1, so yeah, definitely can mess with something as far as how difficult it is for us. We're going to advance to Q2 and see if we can even push into Q1. That lap really wasn't at all our best, but still managed to place fairly high. So definitely think we're going to have to turn up some difficulty. It might even be worth me having to go through and restart the series. I'd still post this episode just because it's not worth it to me to throw this away, especially since I can kind of get your guys' feedback based on this. But right now I'm thinking something's gotta change, otherwise we're going to be way too competitive for just beginning teams. So that's kind of my thought. Really good Sector 1 there. So not as good of a release off of turn 10 there as our Q1 lap. Still not bad. Q3 or Sector 3 is where we've been doing really good, or at least that's what it's showing on the little chart there. So we're sending the garage during Q1. Don't feel like we did as good on that lap. Obviously not everybody's taking their lap yet, but we're going to go back, send the garage. If we qualify really here, really high up, I will even try to adjust the difficulty heading into the race. So and I'm just going to make one lap. I think we're likely to get pushed out of Q1. Just looking at everybody's times right now, looking at who's below us. Let's see, where'd we end up? We finished in 9th, which puts us into Q1. totally unrealistic here. So I'm thinking I'm going to go up to like a 90. Yeah, up to like a 90 difficulty. So,
Right, I've got a little bit of an electrical problem at the moment. We're working on it, so don't worry. We're going to get you out there as soon as possible.
yeah, electrical fault there. Not ideal. However, we'll get through it. We're going to accelerate time here. It's going to put us out on track a little bit later than everybody else. However, we'll work through it. Might run into some traffic. Going to do a flying lap and see where we end up. I even have thought about not really putting in a lap here. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just return to the garage. We're not going to put in a lap in Q3, just to try to keep things more realistic as I try to adjust settings and everything for this career mode. So we are not going to make a lap in Q3. It's going to start us out in P10. Maybe we'll even try to take a grid penalty here at the beginning of the season. Get some extra components, and it'll put us back in a more likely position for what would be in the race. So
all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
So Max Verstappen and Leclerc on the front row. We'll go ahead and head to the race. I'll make some adjustments and we'll see you there. Alright, just want to make sure you guys see this. We're going to bump this up to a 90 difficulty pre-race, and then we are going to go to our parts here, and we're going to take a bunch of penalties right at the beginning of the season. It's going to give us extra set of components for the season, essentially, but it's also going to start us at the back of the grid and allow us to be more realistic in where we are starting. So 14 laps for the race, and then yeah, we'll wrap up the episode after the race, because I know it's going to be a long one as is, maybe even an hour plus, depending on how much there is to edit. So I'll quit talking and let Crofty and the team take it away.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Perez, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Albon, Stroll, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Bottas, Tsunoda, Joe, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Fittipaldi, Ocon, and the owner-driver rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Okay, back row of the grid. It's not a great way to start the season, but as they say, there's only one way to move from here, and that's forwards.
Alrighty, so as you can see there, took the grid penalties for the new components, put us in a more realistic spot, and let's head to the race strategy. I'm going to go for the medium to hard strategy, I think, here. I don't want to try to do a two-stop strategy from the back of the grid. We are going to toggle to our personalized time, and yeah, we're going to, I guess we could even see about a soft what if we did a... Oh, I have to start on a softer compound. I could go hard to soft. I'm going to try the hard to soft strategy, I think. It's going to be really close. I think it's going to help us late in the race, as long as we don't battle tire wear too bad. So, we're going to start the race and see what we can do. Decent start here at the beginning of the race. Now I do have to remember that we have no flashbacks, which I'm not used to. I personally usually race with some flashbacks, just kind of help myself out, but for the sake of the career mode, I decided it was going to be better not to have those flashbacks on, as our teammate tries to go up inside there. As not a terrible start, but not a great start either. So going to take a look there, but not any move to take down the inside of the Hulkenberg. Again, down to first out of turn 10. Help the car rotate. And I definitely think the bump up to the 90 difficulty was the way to go. Our teammate is really pressuring us from behind, and the field is starting to pull away from us. Granted, everyone else, it looks like, is on the soft compound, which we're on the hard. It's a massive gap in terms of grip there. So likely in a little while we should start to see an improvement in overall pace compared to these guys, but we've got to be able to hang on to them as well to make the hard to soft compound work. So just trying to stay within DRS range, really, of Hulkenberg. As we way overdrove that corner, I missed my braking point. I'm surprised we just get away with the warning there. I need to check the front of the car for damage. That's kind of why I ran reduced damage, was to somewhat protect us in a scenario like that. We did somehow gain a position out of it, though I'm not proud of it. So, but we are right with Hulkenberg here. We are even able to make a move here on Hulkenberg. Now he is going to have slipstream down this main straight here, and I'm not sure what that Haas power engine has compared to us, but it looks quite, looks like it does quite well against us, at least with the slipstream. We made a bit of contact there with Hulkenberg as we went through turn 1, as we're getting back onto the power, and we're going to just try to settle in here, make the most of the hard compound, and hopefully we can gain some spots later in the race with the soft compound. I am also thinking about pitting a lap later than I planned on originally with the strategy. Kind of extend the life of those hards and allow the softs to not fall off as much. So I missed my braking point again, this time into turn 11. Not sure what's up with that, but we were able to get the car slowed down there. Having to take that last corner wide, but we are okay. We have DRS, and we have Ricardo here battling us. Makes a bit of a risky move there with our nose already being kind of down there. Make some light contact, and as you can kind of see, I had good reason for turning on the reduced damage, as we would have been out of this Grand Prix multiple times already if it were not for the reduced damage. So yeah, we're losing a lot of time to the cars in front of us, but that was kind of to be expected as we turned up the difficulty and don't spin out on that curb as we didn't practice. Yeah, for right now it looks like we're going to be fighting with the Alpines, the AlphaTauris, and the Haas drivers. Even the Alfa Romeos look a bit quick at the moment, as Ricardo beats us with the DRS, and Ocon has a look to battle with us, and we have Hulkenberg coming back up our inside as well now. So definitely a battle back here at the lower of the mid pack. Looks like someone may have a problem up ahead of us, but I'm not sure yet. Kind of had the blinking lights, like there might be someone starting to have a problem, but nothing announced to us here yet. So we're going to keep on, as Hulkenberg is going to have a good run at us here. Ran it wide into the corner and it did not do us any favors. However, we are really good through this third sector, but we spun it on the curb once again. And that's really going to set us back. I don't think we have any damage. However, it definitely toasted the tires, and we are way behind the pack now. So, we may have to do some strategy. That, or we have to hope for a safety car, which is not likely to happen here. So, our best bet right now is to try to run down the rest of the pack here and go from there. Yeah, really unfortunate. Just got onto that curb just like we did in practice. This time we kept it off the wall, luckily, but still at such a bad place to spin out, because it does almost require you to back up a couple of times to be able to get your car away from the wall. So it looks like we're slowly gaining on the cars ahead of us, but it's going to be a long, hard-fought rest of the race to try to salvage anything but a last place finish. So not what we wanted for our first race, especially after we could have done much better in qualifying, but for starting our career out, it was definitely the much better decision to go ahead and up that difficulty and give us some different settings that I'm not necessarily used to, but will overall make me a better racer. So, and that's really my goal through this. Yes, I'm recording these races and posting them for you guys, but it's really just me trying to get better with this wheel setup, get better at racing in general, and having fun with it. So Hamilton pitted and went to, it looks like, another set of softs. I'm not sure if he had a problem and that's why he pitted and went to the softs or what, but we are going to run a lap long on our strategy, maybe even two, so we avoid double stacking with our teammate. Hopefully it will put us up near some other cars here, possibly. We do have some cars up in front of us here, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do enough here to make up any time, so if I downshifted too much there. Can definitely feel the fact that we spun these tires. We're starting to feel quite worn, and they're starting to get to that point. But we're going to run them for 2 extra laps. We're going to run it for another lap after this, so we don't potentially double stack with our teammate. I don't think we would. Just with our spin there. But I don't want to take any chances. So, going to pit next lap, and we'll see if we can make up any ground on the softs. Hopefully, we may even let Ricardo go here, especially if he's showing more speed than we are, to hopefully pick up some DRS and allow ourselves to have a little bit faster of an in lap. So
keep on him, you might make a mistake.
We're going to try stick with Ricardo here and gain some DRS later this lap, maybe, as long as we can keep it within a second here. And we were able to do so, but we're not going to have it for the main straight. Okay, we wouldn't really be able to take advantage of it anyways, but we were able to gain some time with the DRS coming out of turn 10, as we've got Ocon behind us on a fresh set of mediums, obviously going to be faster than our old worn out set of hards, but we are going to let him go as we have to make it into the pits. Still going to come out way behind everyone else, so optimal turn in here, and we were behind our teammate.
Come on. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting.
So not great here.
Look after these tires,
likely
now,
to finish
the race on this
the last 2 positions, but Sargent is what looks to be right in front of our teammate there, so maybe he can make something happen there, as long as he can hang on to DRS range. So
with 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left.
we are now on the softest compound, so hopefully we can catch up some, but I do not expect to fully catch up to the guys in front. So especially with the limited amount of laps that we have left after pitting late, only going to have 5 laps on this compound, so not much time to make up the time that we have lost. So maybe we should have opted to come in a lap early, but we did not. And really at this point not making up any time, probably due to the fact that those cars up in front of us have DRS and we do not. And we are driving kind of sloppily. so that does not help us out either. In fact, we are losing some time due to our sloppy driving. However, at this point,
gaps in the car ahead.
my
17,
main
0
goal
seconds.
is to not get caught by the leader, who I would assume to be Max Verstappen. And really, our only hope at being competitive anymore in this race would be for a safety car to come out. That, or if we were to happen to get a red flag, but I do not think that is going to happen. So, we'll just kind of ride around, log laps, and see where we end up. We have 3 laps to go, and yeah, just gonna kind of ride around. We've had our best lap of the race so far, and yeah, it's all we can really do is try to set better laps than the one before and see where we end up.
Enough fuel for 3 more laps.
If you guys happen to be new to the channel, we are just starting to get up and running. Channel's been up for a little over 2 weeks now, and we are just doing some career mode series. I had a NASCAR Heat 5 career mode, a NASCAR Heat 4 last to first career mode series, and then we're just starting up the F1 My Team career mode series with this episode. So yeah, if you want to kind of follow along with the journey, feel free to subscribe. If you have any suggestions, feedback, anything like that, or even just want to say hi, feel free to drop down into the comments. Unless I'm super busy, I have been really good about responding to the comments thus far. And yeah, if there's anything you think I should do differently, to do better, let me know, because I'm open to feedback. I know it's the only way I'm going to get better, so and really it's just for fun, but I am quite competitive, so I will take whatever feedback and try to apply it to make myself better. So we're going to head into our final lap. I guess we will see here how far the leaders were off of us here when the race winner is announced here, I'm assuming, in just a couple seconds.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. eye on that gap ahead, please. 17.
So we were about 2 sectors behind the leaders, at least. Max Verstappen won the race right as we were completing our first sector. So tires are starting to wear, so I'm glad we didn't really try to put them on any sooner. But yeah, as you can see, I think the 90 difficulty is going to be good for us here. It provides quite the struggle, especially when I spin out on the curb. Besides that, I felt like we were somewhat competitive with the AI, but yeah, overall I think that will be good for us.
Take care of the car on the way in.
So that will run on our first race out, but it will do. So bring it back. Guess I have some words in the race. We'll skip through the podium celebration and head to the standings.
So let's review the driver's standings. Max Verstappen's excellent result today sees him take over as the new leader of the Drivers' Championship. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings, and Red Bull take over as championship leaders.
Constructor standings.
Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula 1.
Red Bull won 2, Ferrari 3-4, followed by a McLaren and Austin Martin. Other McLaren, Gasly, Hamilton, Albon, Stroll. I'm not sure where Russell ended up. That is quite interesting. He seems to be quite far. Russell ended up in 15th, so must have had some sort of fault there. We ended in 22nd, and we'll move on to the next race, which should be Saudi Arabia or Jeddah. So, going to bring it back to headquarters and wrap it up. Alrighty guys, so that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to plan on doing the F1 series about once a week. And yeah, focus mainly on the NASCAR series for now. But if F1 starts to see a bit more, if you guys seem like you like the F1 series more, we will kind of gravitate towards that. And once F1 2024 comes out, I do plan on switching over to that, so probably won't make it super far into F1 23, but I do plan on starting a new series when F1 24 comes out, so we may run both for a while. So yeah, that is it for today, guys. Have yourselves a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.